Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Ooh, there's lots of people in the room.
Hey. How y'all doing? Let me turn my head around. Somebody say something about me.
Come on in the room.
Turn my head around. Somebody be talking about me. He's supposed to be past. I saw past right there, his head backwards. All right, what's up? How y'all doing today? Did y'all share it? Make sure you share it. I'm so happy not to be alone. I'm so happy
You're
not
never alone.
not to be alone. Tonight we have a guest making her quarterly appearance.
My quarterly appearance. That's right.
If y'all haven't already, please hit the share button. Whichever way you're watching, if you're watching on Facebook, you can share that way as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just share the link or however you want to do it. So y'all come on in. We're just gonna talk a little bit tonight. We're not gonna be before you long, as we say in the church. Not gonna be before you long. Not gonna hold your patience.
All right. Not hold your patience.
Not gonna hold your patience.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Who on? We got to speak.
We got lots of
We
people
got some
on.
people to speak to. Who we got?
Crystal is on.
Crystal is on. Hey, Mother Lorraine. Sis Sharon is on.
Hey, Sis Sharon.
Hey, bro Mike. Hey, Angela. Martella.
Yep, Martella.
Martella.
Juanita.
Crystal.
And Leoma is on.
All right. So y'all can just hit the share button if you haven't already, and we're gonna get to it a little bit. We're gonna, as y'all know, I've been talking about it for how many weeks? 3 weeks.
Third week.
Mm-hmm. Third week. We have the Higher Way Leadership Conference happening starting
Thursday. Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. Starting Thursday and Friday and Saturday morning. So this is an annual thing. It's kind of a more of an intimate setting type of conference. It's
growing though.
It's growing. But it's the goal is the intent is to kind of have some type of intimate setting for leaders to come and get what they need.
Yes.
And to have a place where you don't have to worry about being nobody. That's a leader. When I say being nobody, not mean that you're not nobody, but like your role. You don't have to come in and have to worry about making this happen and making that happen, but a place where you can just come, get what you need, enjoy, and have some good fellowship as well. I think that's one of the biggest things that I love about the conference is the fellowship. So what about you? What you like most about the conference?
What I like most about the conference is the fellowship, because it's the different highway locations coming together, as well as some of the Eagles Fellowship pastors and their leaders. So the fellowship and being poured into. Yeah. By of course Bishop, and this year Dr. Sturdivant is back. Always amazing
Uncle J there. Sturdivant.
And I'm looking forward to in person seeing Bishop Macbeth.
Yeah. Can I say I was with him today?
You were.
Okay. Can I say that? Somebody, but is that name dropping? This is not. I was with him today. Yes, I enjoy the fellowship with everybody. I'm excited this year about the Highway Hampton leaders.
Yes.
That are going to be a part. The current leaders, as well as some that I'm calling emerging leaders, that's going to be there. So I'm excited about that, and excited for them.
Yes.
Excited for them about what, for some, this is their first time, and just what they're gonna experience. So, all right, y'all coming on in. Y'all coming on in. Coming on in.
Good evening, Talisha.
Hey, Talisha.
And my mama.
Hey, mama. All right. I was Sunday. I was talking about hearing, hearing the voice of God, and I was still thinking about that text, and I was thinking about it from Eli's perspective. I preached it from Samuel's perspective,
right?
Because God called Samuel 3 times, and Samuel kept running to Eli. Eli was the priest at that time, and Samuel went to Eli and was like, "Hey, did you call me?" And Eli like, "Nah, boy, I ain't call you. Go back to bed."
Right.
And then the third time he went to him, and Eli was like, "Okay, look, the next time you hear that, say, 'Speak, Lord, your servant listens.'"
Yes.
And I got to thinking about that from Eli's perspective, and it was thinking about from a leadership role. It's thinking about how Eli did not manipulate the ear of Samuel, because Eli had two sons.
Right.
He had two sons that was just trifling.
Right.
Like, they was eating the sacrifice. They was sleeping with women in the church.
Manipulating people in the church.
They was doing some of everything. Right. So Eli spoke to them. He said something to them, but that's all. He didn't like really go as far as discipline. But I was thinking, like, Eli wasn't perfect. Like, he wasn't a perfect leader.
Right.
And in that moment, he had the opportunity where he could have manipulated Samuel, because Samuel didn't know the voice of the Lord.
Right.
He could have manipulated him, but he didn't. He told him exactly, "No, this is what you say." How do you think, or what's your view on manipulative leaders?
Oh, wow. A manipulative leader can absolutely destroy an organization. Because, you always have like people who try to do right. And, this is any organization. It could be church, it could be work, whatever. You always have those people who try to do right. And then, like, you have the people who gonna do wrong regardless. And along with that group, you got the people who gonna see how far they can push the limit to skate by. But when you have a manipulative leader, it just makes things that much harder for the people trying to do right.
Yeah.
Do their job, whether it's a secular job or you're in church. Just coming and wanting to do what you have to do. But Bishop has said it, and you said, if the head is not right, if the head of the organization is not right, it's complete and utter chaos. And the organization can't live. It can't function with chaos.
Yeah. That, because a manipulative leader, they're giving you information based off of getting their desires met. What they're trying to influence you for their own personal gain. And where a servant leader is really trying to influence you for your gain, or organizational gain. One of the things that I'm leery, I think I'm leery, but one of the things that I know happens, and don't nobody up here, y'all ain't got to say it. Y'all ain't got to say it because I don't want you to incriminate yourselves or nothing like that. But one of the things that I know happens is spiritual leaders spiritually manipulating people.
Yeah.
That goes back to what I was saying Sunday about kind of guarding your ear. And we talked about the 3 levels of the ear: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. And it's where the inner ear, That's the stuff that gets to your heart. And so many people, especially that's in churches trying to get back in church, they've had to deal with some level of spiritual manipulation or some level of spiritual abuse from a leader.
Right.
I believe, oh God,
that old Pentecostal preacher knocking on.
Because cats are spiritually manipulating people, and they're using the Bible to do it.
You know what Bishop used to call that?
Bibleizing,
where somebody takes the word of God and manipulates what it's saying or its meaning.
Yeah.
To get whatever they want. To get
their needs,
right.
or their desires met.
There's something though that I appreciate about Eli. When we go back to Eli the priest, and it's actually something that you've been doing. His mentorship in it. Like again, he didn't manipulate Samuel, but in his mentorship, when I'm talking about mentorship, somebody who has a little bit more knowledgeable than you, a little bit more experience, when you're asking them something, being able to tell you what to do.
Yeah, being able to give that guys, and that's a key role of leadership, is having a mentor, having somebody,
having the right mentor,
the right somebody. And let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to hear me. If you're a part of our community, of the Highway Hampton community, let me share something with y'all. Some of you may not be members of our church, but you may consider yourself part of our community, and you trust my voice. Let me tell you something. Don't follow no leader that's not following a leader. Don't do it. You're setting yourself up for spiritual abuse, for spiritual manipulation, because they have no oversight. They have no accountability. They have nobody checking their blind spots. They have nobody calling them to the carpet on their stuff. Don't follow nobody that ain't following nobody. And I'm not talking about one of these people that's claiming that they following a person that they ain't never met. You can be influenced, or you can be inspired by them.
Right.
But to truly follow someone and to truly submit to someone is someone that has to have access to you.
Right.
That can get to you and you can get to them. I'm not talking about name dropping or covering. Well, I'm connected to such and such don't know who you are.
I have a question while you're talking about that. How would somebody, or anybody, if you're desiring a mentor, a spiritual mentor, how would you or should you go about finding that person, looking for that person? What would you suggest?
And in that, God, when we start talking about mentors, those are relationships that you have to go after.
Okay.
The Bible says that though you have one father, we got many mentors, that we only have one. But those are relationships that you go after if it's someone that you desire, as far as a mentor. A mentor-mentee relationship is different, because a mentor-mentee relationship is somebody that got to be willing to accept feedback.
Okay.
They got to be willing to accept accountability. And if the person don't give you that, then that person is not a real mentor.
Okay.
And a real mentor don't want nothing from you.
Say that again.
A real mentor don't want nothing from you.
Only thing that I feel like a real mentor should want from you is to see you get better.
That's it. That's a real mentor want to see you grow, want to see you get better. And they'll tell you the truth about you
when you don't want to hear the truth about yourself.
And you can't have a mentor that's impressed by you.
Ooh.
You can't have a mentor that's impressed with your credentials, because you don't need a fan.
Right.
You don't need a fan. I need somebody to help me be better.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something that I discovered about church. We like fans.
Yes.
We want people to be fans of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, when you start talking about getting a mentor in your life, you want somebody that's gonna tell you the truth about you in a way that's gonna help you get better and help you get to the next level in your life. So everybody could benefit from a mentor. Like I've been blessed. I've been fortunate for the past well over 20 years.
Right.
To kind of have both wrapped up in one. And Bishop not only being my spiritual father, but also being a mentor is just here recently this year,
right,
where I stretched out and went the coaching route. But all of that was, I submitted that to him.
Correct.
I want to submit this to you, but what you think about this? I think that's good. I think you should do that. Okay, this is who I'm considering. Okay, yep, that's yeah. So I didn't have that, but I think everybody could benefit from having some type of mentor. And this ain't an age thing. This ain't an age. I don't care if you're 60. It's an 85-year-old somewhere that can teach you some game. that could teach you something. So
that's good stuff about a mentor. I really do appreciate what you said about, especially I guess in church, that looking for a mentor, making sure that person is not a fan of yours. Because so many times I'm within church and without church. Of course, everybody wants to be validated.
Yeah.
However, I feel like when you have that mentor piece, that's somebody who can check you on your stuff. Like, okay, it's a good idea, but you're not doing it the right way, or you're not going about it the right way.
Yeah.
And yes, your mentor should be a cheerleader for you in some circumstances, but again, they should also be somebody that can pull you to the side and say, what you're doing, that's not right.
Yeah, that's
or let's do this another way, or look at it from this perspective.
Yeah. And that's something that I'm learning. I've learned it. Is how many of y'all didn't have this person in your life, or of this person? They just kind of bust up in your life and just start telling you what you need to do. Raise your hand in the chat if you've experienced that, whether it was professionally or whether it was spiritually, whether it was within church organization work, or who didn't experience that. Somebody just kind of bust up in your life and they just start telling you what you need to do. What you need to do is what you need to do.
What you ought to do.
What you ought to do is what you should be doing is. And then some of them rascals, some of them got the audacity to give you this unsolicited advice.
Right.
You're like, I almost said something. Like, bro, I ain't asked you nothing.
Or what I have found is that they don't even know the full situation, or they don't have an understanding.
They just giving this,
and they just willy-nilly
find off what you need to do.
This is what I think you should do.
This is what you need to do.
That has nothing to do with what I'm doing.
And that's not how that works. And two, okay, let me say this, and then I'm gonna go back to that. You got to know where people's role are in your life.
That part.
Some people try to give you this unsolicited advice, and that's not their role in your life.
You said something Sunday. You were talking to the singles. Well, two people in particular thought you were talking to them. But anyway.
I know who they are.
You were talking about, as in being single, knowing the difference between somebody who's just there as a distraction,
somebody that's part of destiny,
and somebody that's part of your destiny. Because what I have found in both church and work, some people who present themselves to be your like mentors talk a good game, but they have no fruit.
They ain't got no fruit.
Like, okay, you're telling me this and this and this, but when I look around at the fruit of the things that you're telling me to do, your stuff is in shambles.
And that's another thing. A mentor gotta have fruit in the area that they're trying to mentor you in. Going back to what I was saying about people coming up in your life and just kind of offering this unsolicited advice. This is what I've learned, especially the people that have given me that space in their life. And there are people within within our church, within our congregation. There are people outside of our church, that have given me that space in their life to say, okay, you can, but I never say what you need to do or what you should do. This is how I frame that now. Can I submit something to you?
Can I suggest? Yes.
Let me submit this to you. That's not me throwing nothing, but that's just to get you thinking of, okay, it may be another way, or maybe something you didn't consider. So let me submit this to you. That whole just throwing stuff, that's not gonna be it.
Can I tell you something though? Like we had this talk, I think. We were having this conversation like back in July. We were in Orlando or something. And I took what you said to heart. You said just that. When somebody comes to you and they want, they ask your opinion or something, and it's something that I've kept, instead of saying, well, I think you need to. Can I suggest to you? Can I suggest to you? Can I offer this suggestion to you? Because one of I'll be totally honest, one of mine, it's not a fear of mine. One of the things I'm apprehensive about sometimes, in church especially, is sometimes people come and call and ask for advice and something. I'm one of those people, I want to get it right. I want to make sure that what I'm telling you is right and that it's, biblically sound. And it's like, sometimes I'll second guess myself. And then a lot of times, I come to you and say, well, this happened. What do you think? I think I've talked to Bishop, Aunt First Lady, about, different situations. But I know for me, I'm one of those people that if you ask me something, either at work or at church, I want to make sure that I'm able to give you
something right,
something relevant.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. And I think that's just with our roles, and the fact, that, I mean, we really do care about the people that's in our life. But yeah, you had said something about the fruit and having people, as far as mentors that has fruit, in the area that they're gonna be mentoring. I'm not telling, nobody has it all.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect, and nobody has it all. But for the particular lane in your life that you say, this is the place where I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to get better. If somebody, you got somebody to say, this person has fruit in that area. This person has wisdom in that area. This person has gone through and have something to offer me in that area. Then that's the person that you want to connect with, because I don't want you mentoring me in an area that you still struggling in. And I'm not saying, again, you got to be perfect, but we together, like,
I can't be dragging you dragging me.
We the same, like,
yeah,
like we're the exact same. So I think that's important too, having that, but learning where to put people. And if there's something in somebody that you desire, don't be hesitant to go after that in that relationship. That if you say, I could really gain something from them.
Yeah.
Don't be, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all something. if y'all tell it, I know who up here, so I know who told. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what I've learned. I'm people's pastors, but I'm not everybody's mentor.
Oh, absolutely.
Some people I'm called a pastor, but I'm not, because one thing that again I've learned, I understand I don't just bust up in people's life.
Oh, absolutely.
There has to be an invitation.
Right.
There has to be an invitation in that space. Some leaders automatically assume that because you're the watcher of their soul, you lead them spiritually, you feed them spiritually, that you're automatically their mentor. That's not the case.
Right.
Because you can run up on somebody and talk about what you need to do and what you want to do. If you want, you're gonna mess around and get told off because they saying, no, I'm cool with the relationship that we have. I'm fine with where we are. That's not your, I haven't given you an invitation into that space and into my life. And there's some people that, again, for me in this short amount of time, some people that I do kind of mentor, but I don't see them on Sundays. Don't go to our church. So
yeah.
So I think discovering where to place people in your life, because if I was a gambling man, I'll say more people have gotten hurt by people that was misplaced.
Absolutely.
That was misplaced. Like, you know what? I should have had some boundaries with them. I ain't had them in the right place in my life. They took advantage of me over here.
Right.
They did this because I just didn't take the time and probably didn't have the courage to really kind of put them in their place and say that's not their place. I remember I had to do that right before we got married. I had to do that with a guy. Remember that?
Yep.
I had to put him in his place. Like, nah, bro, like that's not your role in my life. I got people for that.
Right.
And you're not one of them people.
I want to go back to something you said a few minutes ago.
Hey, y'all can write some questions in the chat.
Well, I was getting ready to ask them something. You said a couple minutes ago that you were saying if there's an area in your life that you feel like you want somebody, to mentor you in, don't go after it. Don't don't be afraid and sit back. That's one of the issues that I have. Like, I might see or kind of know somebody in an area of my life that, I feel like I need mentorship in, and I see the fruit of what they have, but I'm sometimes shy about, because nobody ever wants to go up and be like, tell me how you did that.
Yeah. Give me your secrets.
Give me your secrets. Have anybody out there, has that ever happened to you? Like a certain area in your life where you need mentorship in, and you probably already know somebody and have relationship with somebody that can mentor you in that, but you were kind of introverted about, going to ask them, or shy about asking to, for that help in that area. I know that's something that I have to work on.
I think I don't know. Most of mine, I just kind of did it. I'm just like,
yeah, Tremaine's, she raised her hand. Yeah, like I feel like I'm one of those people, and hopefully some you guys are kind of like me in some areas. Like in certain things, I'm a go-getter. Okay, boom, 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 boom. But there are certain areas in my life. It's not that I'm unsure. I'm not gonna say that I'm shy. I don't know the right word that I want to use, but for some things like that, I'm kind of timid because an experience that I had back in college was, finding somebody, and they kind of, like you said in the beginning, kind of manipulated the situation. It's like, whoa, that's not what I signed up for. I don't need you to do that. I needed you to do this, but you didn't do either.
Yep. So that's and then with you you got to warm up to people.
Yeah, I do.
You got to kind of, you got to kind of warm up to people versus me, you know.
Hey, y'all ever seen that meme on Instagram? And it's like the husband is like super extroverted, and it's like the wife is like her battery is running low, like okay.
No, I mean, in a way, I am an introvert, but I talk to anybody. Yeah, Marcus said it too. That's trust issues because of that.
Yep.
Because of that, for me, I just kind of, I've only had really two instances where I kind of reached out for mentorship in people I didn't know.
Okay.
Now, one was over time. We actually gained relationship.
Okay.
And then in one point of the relationship, when we had kind of, I said like, hey, look, in this area, I want to submit this to you. I want to submit to you in this area of my life. And that was with actually my current boss. That was with Cameron. I want to submit my growth and my leadership in this particular field. I want to submit it to you. So that was the first one. And then the second one is with Bishop Macbeth. Like, I want to submit this area, to you, and I'm going to, listen and, and learn from you. But that's it. But I think with you, it's just that trust of having it happen, how it happened before. It's like, no, I ain't trying to go through that no more. So,
oh, thank you, Martella.
Oh,
but yeah, it's just like, I know, because we've talked about this like often, like mentorship, and I was like, you had your mentor for Bishop Macbeth and stuff like that, and it just got me to thinking like, dang, I still feel like I need a mentor for where I want to go professionally.
Yeah.
I work with some really great people, but I don't feel like
they might not be it.
They might not be it, and that's okay. That's okay. Just because because you mentioned that your boss Cameron, just because they're your boss doesn't mean they have to be your mentor either. Be your mentor. Just like you were saying about being a pastor.
Yeah. It don't have to be that way. And I encourage y'all, if what we kind of talking about, we didn't have nothing planned, y'all, for real, actually. So don't y'all think like we got some notes down here. We got nothing. But I encourage anybody, like, if this is resonating with you, just and you're praying about God, who is that person? Who is that person? I want to tell you a couple things you need to look out for. A couple things I think that's important. One, a mentor should be compassionate and gracious. A mentor should walk with a level of compassion. A mentor should do more listening than they do talking. If you got a mentor that's constantly cutting you off when you talk, that won't let you get nothing out, that's not the person. They full of themselves. They're infatuated with themselves. So, and if they treat you as if, how I want to say this, basically, if they treat you in a way of like you're privileged
because of
like you ought to count it a privilege that I'm doing this, and you, if they see it, but they don't look at you as the privilege, if they don't see themselves as like, no, I'm privileged to be able to have this space in your life. If they're not compassionate and gracious, if they do more talking than they do listening, and if they don't see the honor and they don't take honor in serving in that space in your life, that's it. And they ain't got to be 3 for 3. If they can be 1 for 3 and then of those, and I suggest move on. That's not the person. that's not the person that you should have mentoring you in that space
Mm-hmm.
of your life.
Absolutely.
So
You know who's a really good mentor?
who's that?
Bishop. Bishop and
Yeah,
first lady.
yeah. Bishop is a don't y'all sign up for that.
Like, that's not the right move. No, not right now.
You gotta get some callus on you, boy. You gotta get some callus on you, because Bishop will tell you the truth. Well, no,
he is.
Well, no, he's it's me though. It's like it's us, because they, like, all right, y'all have been around for a while, so y'all ought to know. But no. He's gracious. He's compassionate. He listens. And he counts it a privilege.
Yeah.
To serve. So yeah. But no, when it come to us though, it is straight to the point. Do not pass go. Ask all the questions and respond how he wants to respond. Like so. But I think if you're looking for that in your life, I think those are the things that you gotta look out for.
The reason I said that though was just because Bishop is the founder of Highway Ministries. And for those of you who are on, who watch this now or later, who are coming, the leadership conference is a great time because he makes it a point to talk and with everyone. So if you're coming to the leadership conference, you'll have a great opportunity to sit and talk with Bishop because he makes it his business. And just to get to know him better. And we really wanted everyone to get to know him and see him like we see him.
Yep.
Because the impartation at the leadership conference is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Because this is what I don't want. And I had this conversation with somebody.
With me.
I had it with you. I had it with somebody else too. It's like, I don't want, and we don't want the church, we don't want their love for Bishop to be based on our love.
Right.
In other words, it was like, I don't want it to be like, we love Bishop because Pastor loves
like
Bishop.
One of the things, like, you like, when you were little, like, people used to come to the house.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I gotta like them because my mom and daddy like them.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, I don't like that lady.
Yeah, so we want, everybody to get to know him the way we know him, so you can say, okay,
yep,
and you have that relationship. We want to be just a thing of like, Lord, I love him because Pastor love him. But no, we really want everybody to have a relationship with him. So
let me tell you, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It just came upon me like I was today at work, and I was like, today's my Friday Eve. On a Tuesday.
Because you got off Thursday and Friday. Well, I got off too.
But just the expectation of what's going to take place, because sometimes as a leader, like, your cup can become a little empty because you're constantly giving, and you can be a leader at your job. Like, how many people are leaders at your job? And like, because it's kind of been one of them, a couple of them weeks at my job for me, and it's like my cup is running low, and I just need I need to be poured back into so that I can continue to help people.
Yeah, and you can be leading from an empty place,
right?
And that's tough when you start leading from from an empty place. I think that's what causes people to burn out and quit, because they're constantly pouring out, but there's nothing coming back, coming back in. So,
but I am excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited about just, again, the fellowship and the impartation that's gonna happen, and I get to share.
Yeah, you sharing on Friday?
Yeah, I get to share at the leadership conference, so I'm excited about that. I'm a big ball of nerves. I've been preparing for a long time, So I'm excited about that. Um, man, y'all do me a favor. If y'all, it's Clergy Appreciation Month, so y'all should appreciate me and love me. And do, no, no. If I want to see if y'all got some questions, if y'all could throw some questions or comments in the chat. Questions in the chat tonight. We want to talk to our people.
Yes.
We want to talk to our community.
While you're coming up with your questions, Friday night service, I believe it's going to be at 6. It's either at 5 or 6, but I'll post something. Doors are open for that Friday night service.
So everybody can come Friday night.
Everybody can come Friday night. Dr. J.E. Sturdivant will be ministering Friday night. Hey, Aunt Maggie.
Hey, Aunt Maggie. All right, y'all got some questions y'all can throw. What's one area you look to grow in as a leader, or it could be a couple areas?
I'm about to say I don't have just one. Mm-hmm. I don't have just one, and I feel like if you're a halfway decent leader, then you should have more than one area of growth.
Yeah.
If you're a leader at any point, you're like, I got it. I don't have any. No.
Yes, Marcus.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely. Areas of growth. I'm going to. I'm not going to say I want to. I want to grow and develop my devotional time more. I do it in the mornings, but I think I know I'm gonna have to change my location where I'm doing it at.
Yeah.
And just spend a little more time, like you were saying on Sunday. I need my inner ear to become more sensitive.
Yeah.
I do believe like I, hear from God and stuff like that, but I need my inner ear to become a little more sensitive. Especially with what I said earlier, when people come to you, whether at work or at church, with a situation or issue, and just making sure that I always want to be helpful, but I always want to point people in the right direction.
Right. Yeah.
Because I believe as a leader, it's okay to say somebody asked you something, you said it on Sunday. I don't know. But I can try to find out for you.
Yeah.
So another area, because I know I don't just have one. I'd like to go deeper in my intercessory prayer. Those are the two big ones for me. What about you?
Feel like I can always do better. In devotional time. That'll be the spiritual component of it for me, that the spiritual side. If going further in my devotion, I know that's going to take me a long way in leadership. I think something practical. No, okay, that's first. Second one is leading with more vulnerability.
Okay.
Not shying away from vulnerability in my leadership, and who will lead. And then with that, something kind of practical is making quick operational decisions. Meaning like, and this is gonna sound bad. This is because this will go against all the spiritual rules, but certain things we don't got to pray about.
Okay.
Just do it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we don't need a fast for that.
Right.
Just do it. So getting to that point of taking quick operations. Will leaders share the use of keywords in addressing leaders, in addressing individuals? Mark, you mean at the conference? We'll need to share the use. I don't know how far they'll go to at the conference.
Oh, I know something else. See, I got a whole list. It's okay to be like, no, I can't do it.
That's part of boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes, at the conference. I don't know. I don't think so at the conference, Marcus. I think that's a really good topic though. I like that topic for a small group of leaders talking. I like that question where leaders share the use of keywords in addressing in individuals, because there are words, there are things that leaders should say and phrases that leaders should say. Just like I was saying, don't go up nobody, tell them what you need to do. Can I submit this to you?
Can I suggest
this? Can I offer a suggestion? So,
you know what I think also helps, Marcus, too, when you're in a leadership role, it's never I or you.
It's we.
It's we. Everything needs to be inclusive, because as a leader, you're trying to better yourself as well.
Yeah, you should be talking we. Anybody else got in there?
Anybody else got any burning questions?
I don't got all the answers, but we can come up with it together. More time studying the words, yes, drawing closer and studying. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think often leaders can do that, and I suggest too. I know for me is getting back to reading. And of course reading my Bible, but also reading other things as well. They say if you ain't reading, you ain't leading. So getting back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, getting back to that as well.
Like I said, Lady J has the list of answers.
I ain't got them. I ain't got them.
Marcus, it's funny though. You know where I learned a lot of that from? If you all ever listen, like really listen while he's preaching, very rarely, very, very rarely does he say you. He'll either say I, we, or us.
Yeah. That's true.
Good leaders. Good. I've learned this.
True.
I've learned this from watching him. I've learned this from watching, listening to Bishop. A good leader is always inclusive.
Yeah, we in it together. What we should be working.
We all we got.
We all we got.
CMB.
We all we got. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper?
See, he done gone off on a tangent.
CMB.
All we got.
Yeah. Anybody got else in the thing before we wrap up? We've been with y'all for a while now.
Any of my aunties got questions? I got some aunties up here. I got Aunt Thelma, Aunt Maggie, Aunt Leova, Aunt Emma.
You sure enough do.
My aunties be showing up.
Sure enough do. Sure enough do. Oh man.
Nobody has any other questions? Now I won't be back probably until
this
January
till 2024.
Better get your questions in now.
It don't got to be a question. If y'all got a comment
or comment. I like questions though.
Yeah, I like questions too. I like questions. I like talking through the questions. So
Marcus, the next quarter. You're right.
So I'm in my coaching session this evening, right? So the question was, and I was like, so you just gonna come for me like right now? Like you just out the gate, you just gonna come for me. The question was, why do you struggle asking for help?
Mm. Oh, he came for you for real.
I'm like, so you just gonna come for me?
Yeah.
Like out the gate?
Yep.
Like, no good evening?
Did
No,
y'all know he struggles with that?
no, what was for lunch or
No.
breakfast?
That's a good mentor right there.
Just out the gate. What's your problem?
That's a good mentor.
Why you struggle?
Yes.
I'm like, and it was, and now here's the part I was talking about working on. Here's the vulnerability. Here's the vulnerability. I do. That's why I was asked. Like I struggle asking for help, and I had to realize.
Another auntie, Louise.
Hey, Louise. And I had to realize, like, you know what that is.
Why is it so hard for you?
And this is what I learned. Why it's so hard? Because I'm presumptive of other people's schedules. And
so it has nothing to do with ability.
It
has nothing to do with their ability.
It has nothing to do with their ability. It's like I'm presumptive of their schedules and not inconvening people.
Wow.
Yep. That's why. It has nothing, absolutely zero to do with ability, but it's me not wanting to inconvenience nobody. So instead of
at a detriment to yourself,
instead of saying, or asking for some help, in my mind, I was like, nah, that's gonna be too much, that's gonna be an inconvenience. I just do it.
But if you never let people help you, you might be hindering somebody's growth.
Please, let's not go.
Do you ask me for help? No.
Hey, let's not go into the list of. I'll tell you that when we close this off. Let's not go into the other question that came behind that. So what basically, what's the fallout with that? Like what's going to be, what's the negative result?
Do you have a childhood trauma?
I don't know what I got, but I was like, yo, you just ain't gonna be coming for me first thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was insightful, and just say, and it's like, man, just me not wanting to inconvenience people. So from now on, I need y'all to help me. Can you say that?
Yeah, because see, Marcus, no, he don't ask.
Yeah, no. Like, can y'all help me? Mm-mm. So, yeah, but it was, but that's just another. But here's the thing, though. That was a blind spot that needed to be confronted.
But you knew that.
I knew it, but the depth of it today, it went. I got deeper, and like, oh, okay. Because remember, a good mentor, they do more listening than they do talking. And so I'm like, oh. And as I'm talking, I'm hearing myself. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Pray for him. Pray for him.
Pray for me, man. All right, we're going to let y'all go. Y'all have a good night. Y'all ain't got no questions? I don't think they got no questions.
I don't think they have any questions.
No.
Aww. Will we see you Friday at 6?
We'll see you
at the
Friday
Hampton Convention Center.
We'll see you then, and then we'll see you Sunday morning.
Sunday.
For power.
Sunday.
Hey, stop that. Yeah. We'll see y'all Sunday for a powerful time in the Lord. Powerful time in the Lord. All right. Y'all have a good night. Good night, Montala. We appreciate you.
Good night.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there Thursday,
Friday.
but we're just saying it's open Friday evening to everybody. Good night, Aunt Emma. Good night, Angela.
Good night, Angela.
Oh, sing your song, Pastor.
All right, let me get my beat. Come to church on Sunday. See you on Sunday. Come to church on Sunday. To see you on Sunday. Come to church. Come to church. Come to church.
Sing it again.
Come to church on Sunday. To see you on Sunday. Come to church on Sunday. To see you on Sunday. Come to church. Come to church. Come to church. All right.
I know that's right, Juanita.
Yes, y'all. Come on down to 120 Old Hampton Lane.
Good night, Aunt Louise. Good night, Mother Lorraine. Good night, Talisha.
Good night, Talisha.
Good night, Elder
Good night,
Owens.
Elder Owens.
Sister Irma said, okay.
Sister Irma, see, you was up here, Sister Irma. Look at the Lord.
Good night, Kenny.
Good night, Kenny. Look at the Lord. You was up here. We was singing unto the Lord.
I was singing. He was singing.
Well, I was singing to the Lord.
Good night, Tanya.
Good night, Tanya. Oh, man.
Hey, where my mama at?
I think she gone.
Peace out, Tremaine. Oh, can't see my face. Good night, Tasha.
Hey, Tasha.
Why everybody laughing at us?
I don't know. There you go, Sister Irma. You got it. Hey, Sister Irma, when you get to Petersburg, I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up and sing that.
You gotta get a tambourine.
I want you to stand up and I want you to go to Bishop and say, Bishop, I got something I want to share.
I wrote a song about it. Like here it go.
I got a song I want to share. And you start singing it, Sister Irma.
But it's 20 people still on with us. They don't want us to go. I don't want to leave.
But I gotta go right now. There you go, Sister Irma. You go do it. You go do it. Yeah, we got some people on. And nobody had no questions, though. I think we were just entertaining. Anybody had no comments or nothing?
No comments
about leadership. Guess we're just gearing up for
the conference starting Thursday.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow is my Friday at work.
It's my Friday, too.
Y'all hanging, but we gotta go.
Oh, it's 8:02. Yeah, we gotta go. All right, we love y'all.
Good night. Good night, Aunt Maggie.
Y'all have a good night.